Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of For the Love of Drama. I am Fiona. Today I am continuing talking about Agatha Christie, and I will be talking today about the 2022 film Death on the Nile, starring Kenneth Branagh and also directed by Kenneth Branagh, with an all-star cast and a great storyline due to the famous and brilliant Agatha Christie. So the film Death on the Nile is based on Agatha Christie's novel of the same name, published in 1937. Kenneth Branagh plays the iconic role of Hercule Poirot, the famous detective. An idyllic Egyptian honeymoon aboard a river steamer, a luxurious river steamer along the River Nile, is thrown into terrifying chaos when it is discovered that wealthy heiress Lynette Ridgway Doyle has been brutally murdered. As Detective Poirot begins his investigation into the assortment of glamorous travellers that are on board, several of the suspects also meet with a grisly end. Kenneth Branagh plays the part of Poirot to absolute perfection. He plays him as a rather very, very particular man. Very superstitious, wants everything done in a certain way, and has the most incredible brain for working things out. Agatha Christie got her inspiration for Death on the Nile from her travels in Egypt. The story is a sweeping mystery of love, jealousy, and betrayal, and is one of Agatha Christie's best loved and most famous works. She picked up historical and geographical details from her time in Cairo as a debutante, learning the culture and meeting new people. The scenery in the film of Egypt is absolutely stunning, and I really like the little tiny details in many of the scenes. Just little tiny things. It's the little things that bring it to life, I think. For instance, there's one scene near the start where Hercule Poirot is talking to a snake charmer, and you're sat there just watching the conversation, and all of a sudden the snake lunges towards the screen. Well, I was watching it at home and I jumped out of my skin, and Poirot catches it. The crook of his stick catches the snake and stops him from causing any harm. And also there's another moment where it's such a peaceful, tranquil scene across Egypt, absolutely beautiful, showing the sun setting and the birds on the side of the riverbank, on the banks of the River Nile. And it's all peaceful and tranquil and calm until all of a sudden the peaceful, tranquil scene is rudely interrupted by a crocodile who snatches one of the birds, takes him back down in the river with him. And I jumped at that as well. It's got some very jumpy bits, but it's the little bits that make the big scenes good, I think. The film is slightly different to the original story, but the actual storyline and the themes are the same, with a few small changes. The victims some of them have slightly different deaths to the ones I've seen before. I have watched a play of Death on the Nile before, and it was slightly different. But what kind of spoilt it for me was that at the very end, when Poirot was about to reveal the murderer, or in this case, murderers, sorry about the spoilers, guys, I was watching it and then a memory came to me, and then I realised who actually had committed the murder right before it was revealed. So that was a bit of an anticlimactic moment, but never mind, I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed watching it. It's got great style, great feelings in it. It's very genuine and relatable. And I always think that's very important when you're watching a film, that you can relate with it. I believe there are 3 films of Agatha Christie's works starring Kenneth Branagh and directed by Kenneth Branagh. And what a mammoth task to actually direct your film, direct and star in a film. I can't begin to imagine how much hard work that must be. But anyway, the 3 films are 2017 Murder on the Orient Express, which I have watched. That is also brilliant. And this is the second one, Death on the Nile, 2022. And the third one is A Haunting in Venice, which I am currently in the middle of watching, and also very enjoyable. I find it very enjoyable. Murder mysteries, as I have mentioned before, are not my first choice, but I am trying to branch out. And I got the inspiration from my holiday last week in Torquay with my brother. We saw the bust of Agatha Christie near the seafront in Torquay. And so I did a little bit of research, and here we are, a couple of podcasts later. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Leave a comment if you wish, good or bad. I will take it on the chin. And have a great weekend, guys. And I will see you all very, very soon. Cheerio. Goodbye.